Well, it's finally here. The time is finally here. Like, I don't know what it is right now, but I guess I can't seem to come with the realization that my time is finally up. Like, college is almost it for me. Like, that's just it. Like, that's crazy.
Let's play pretend. Treat this night like it'll happen again. You'll be my bloody valentine. Be mine tonight. No, 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 just tonight. No, 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 just tonight. No, 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 just tonight. In my head, in my head.
But on a very serious note, college has literally been one of the craziest experience any of us can ever go through. Can you imagine? Just, we're taught, we are conditioned to go to college, to gain a better education, to do what we can to become the best selves that we can be, or basically provide the best that we want, anything we want. But not even then. College comes with not even new knowledge, but new adventures, new people, new experiences that could probably stick with you for a lifetime. And one of the craziest things I have learned just from being in college is that once you're in college, they don't really tell you what's next afterwards. And that can be very scary. Like, what do you do? Where do we go from here? How do we even work these things out to move on into these next steps in our lives? And honestly, I think talking with one of our very own alumni and actually getting insights on what that life is gonna look like, definitely an eye-opener. But for my people out there, for my alumni out there just like me, just listen to Tyler Gibbs, one of our very own mass media alumni, tell us some of the ins and outs and how his experience went once he graduated, and what maybe some tips, and then also some tips that we can take our own selves and learn from it. Some things that we can now prepare ourselves for before we walk across that stage. When you came on this campus, what made you choose the mass media program?
When I came to this campus, well, first off, I transferred in from Southern University in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already a mass communication major there, even though, I didn't really start anything there. It was really just math and stuff.
Right.
But when I was younger, I'm from Atlanta, or I'm not Amaretta, so I'm from Snellville.
Mm-hmm.
So I visited Atlanta. Yeah, so I toured like the Turner Stadium, Turner Field, the CNN building and all that. And like I went behind the scenes, and like just being in the room with like people actually doing, like the anchors and the broadcasters actually conducting business. I don't know. It was interesting to me. And I honestly just wanted to get like acclimated and like really actually experience it firsthand.
Started out like, getting into your mass media program. Did you have a dream job or a specific job you thought was for you before you graduated?
Okay, so throughout like the whole 4 years, it really was changing. Because like I said earlier, like I wanted to be like behind the scenes broadcaster. But yeah, it's fun. It's very fun. The technical aspect is very fun. But I didn't want to do that anymore. But my dream job, for sure, like I knew, and like even to this day, I will work at Warner Media. Okay. That is gonna happen. Like I gotta do it. If I don't do it, I'm jumping off.
You have no other choice.
I have no other choice. I will be SC.
But when actually working with the mass media program, do you feel like that program itself has prepared you for what it could be like in the real world, or do you feel like it probably missed a couple of steps?
I feel like since I was kind of all over the place, even though I was on like a straight path and I was like, I'm gonna graduate.
Yeah.
I felt like, I feel like the workshops that we have, like, I know they have audio workshop. We had new media workshop. Those were cool, but it was only a workshop. I can only do it once or twice.
Right.
A lot of other stuff where we actually learn like the industry and stuff like that. Mass media is a catch-all major. Not everybody wants to do or go into the industry. So I feel like just having more workshops or like more classes related to the workshops and just diving into that would have been great,
Yeah. Since it's been like, batches of in and outs with our program, and a lot of times just trying to find your own self within it, was there anything you learned from your professors that kind of still resonates or works with you, or still is in your head till this day that helps you going through stuff?
Right now I'm technically working as a graphic designer, but I still do a lot of video stuff. Like I literally was doing audio work before we got on this call. So I did take audio workshop with Dr. Walker. I'm not sure if he still works there or not.
Yep.
But
it's not him doing audio workshop, sports workshop this time.
Got you. But his class, honestly, it was so hard. But now that like I'm working with people who are older, like 40s, 50s, doing videos and stuff, they don't know what they're doing, like at all. There'll be like a whole video where you can hear it all, but it's all coming out one side. So I know that workshop, and just listening to Jason Brown talk about how you can have a great video, visually stunning, but the audio is trash, the music's trash, it's terrible. Like no one's gonna want to listen to it. Things like that kind of like just continue to play in my mind.
How has finding a job or internship in the media department has been for you?
I'm not gonna lie. Well, I know when I was in Valdosta, it was hard to find one because they weren't really looking for people who, I know for media at least, or film. I know a lot of schools in Atlanta, around the Atlanta area, contract with film agencies or they have partnerships with them. So they are looking for people like that. Whereas Valdosta and Columbus, all of the outskirt schools, you don't really have that. And the places that we can go to, they don't really look for us technically. It's at least like in the Valdosta area. Like I know I applied to one internship after like talking to the person, I tried to do small talk, I thought I was doing something. They never called me back. And I was qualified. So it was hard. But just like the dedication of just continuing to like reach out, email, show up in person, that did help. Okay.
So as far as like, you said you're working with graphics and a lot of video work now. Have you, did you need to have the experience beforehand, or have you learned a lot with working with this job?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly feel like I got this internship with the grace of God. I just applied. It was a graphic design internship. I applied. It was my first semester as learning graphic design in my master's program. I kind of did a little bit beforehand, but I didn't really know everything they wanted me to know. So I most definitely lied. I feel like I was qualified in a way, but not as qualified as I should have been.
Right.
But even to this day, like the internship that I got, I went from an intern to a contractor to now I'm a full-time like employee.
Okay.
So I feel like I forgot the question. But
it was more like, did you come in kind of knowing it, or did you learn more as you went through the job?
I definitely learned more. Because like the year I spent with them, I learned like way more than I ever learned in my master's and bachelor program.
Oh, okay. So internship is what I'm definitely going to be looking for this next year. Yes. So as far as just for people such as myself, when it comes to just starting to look, like what would you say, was there like a job to start out with, or should we just go with internships first? Like what would you say as a person who's just now graduated, they're becoming an alumni, and the world is so scary, what would be the very first step they should take as far as just looking for a job in their field?
I would definitely say, well, I'm sure y'all have already had to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Making like a LinkedIn account,
Mm-hmm.
actually going through that, because I have been getting like a lot of connections from mass media students. I say really like diving deep into LinkedIn, learning all the functionalities, the functions of it. If you can afford it, it really does help to pay for the premium membership, even if you could do it for just 1 month. It really does help in like long term, because you see like the analytics of like what they're looking for, who's applying for this place, and just trying to build your presence on LinkedIn. It helps drastically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like that. So now I know what I need to look out for, because really this is just a checklist for myself. He just
Look, I get it.
When it comes to actually like, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. It's more of, what would you say for someone, because like you said, you were kind of everywhere, and I think that's kind of where I am now in this media field. And it's like the media field is so huge. It's like, what do you start with? What would you say is probably like good entry level to start with as far as media?
Like job wise, or
job wise, or internship, or basically to prepare yourself for a job. Like, what are some things that, I got a better question. So what are some things should me, myself, as a new alumni, what should I have prepared when it comes to starting to look for a job or getting to a job interview? Like, what would you say I need to have as like a good person, like as a good candidate?
I would definitely have like a reel already established. I would definitely already have portfolio, if you tend, because you said you're an artist. Look, utilize that portfolio. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Like this job, they make me do everything. So it's great that like I had to do everything in mass media. So really just like, even if you dabbled in it a little bit, it helps. I had one audio class and it saved me so much time.
Okay. I like that.
Look, it might be a catch-all major, or it might be you just do everything interdisciplinary. But I mean, that's what they're looking for at the end of the day. They don't like people who are very, I just want to be a producer. I want to be a reporter. I want to be because even if you're a reporter, you're gonna have to be behind the scenes.
Right.
I'm sure, I know they do teach that in mass media. Like, you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to do this still. So
it's just like your one job is not just your one job.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to do someone else's job. So just going into the interview, even if like, let's say just for reporting, you go in as a reporter. Oh, but I know how to do video. I know how to edit it. I know how to time manage. I know how to do this. They're gonna be like, oh, golden. You are perfect.
Okay. Okay, so when you actually started out with your internship and stuff like that, was there was there anything that kind of made you nervous when stepping into this new field, or like anything you felt like could possibly hinder you from making this experience way more fulfilling? Like, I guess explain your experience from alumni internship to where you are
now. I know I was saying earlier that like, oh, you kind of have to like touch everything so you can get the job in general. But when you get the job, there are gonna be some things like, of course you need to know like the Adobe Suite. That's, everybody uses that. But when you get the job as a graphic designer, for some reason they wanted me to learn how to do like management, not management, but like task managing, just like different software that we use at the company, where it's like, I personally would never have used this. And I see a lot of interns who come in and they're like very closed-minded, and they don't really want to learn more. For me, I literally I bothered all the people who are above me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Please tell me what I need to do. Okay. Or like point me in the right direction. Okay. Like just having just having an open mind to things, that is literally all they really ask for. Because it shows that you have a drive.
I don't even know where this next stage in life is going to lead to. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what's next for me. But I do know that I think I'm ready for it. Talking with other people, the courses that they provide here on campus, they've helped out a lot. They may not have everything we need in order to step out into the next light, but it's definitely a great place to start when it comes to just trying to be in the right area. When it comes to just trying to be able to find out what's right for you, even if it's just outside of mass media, outside this major. Do what makes you happy and be ready for this next step in life, because this one probably more exciting than what you can find in college.